his own way against the Polish Eagle as the Iceman Gerwyn Price. They met just 3 weeks ago, and Ratajski did for him on the Pro Tour. He beat him at the Players' Championship finals in an absolute belter of a game. In fact, Gerwyn Price has had 3 goes at Ratajski so far this year. He has won 2 of them, but he's not played particularly well in one of those he won. He wasn't great when he lost to him either, but he was superb at the UK Open when it really did look like the Iceman was going to go and claim a second major title in a matter of months. It didn't happen for him in the end, but he is a threat right now, one of the form players in the world. It is, for me, the pick of the afternoon ties. Let's see if it lives up to the stuff that's gone before, because it's been pretty handy so far in Zwolle. Paul Nicholson in the commentary box for the Iceman and the Polish Eagle, fighting it out for a spot in the final day to face Brendan Dolan.
First leg is going to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, this one really jumps off the page, doesn't it? And when you see Gerwyn Price versus Krzysztof Ratajski, it's in bold letters as well. Starting well.
140.
And we've got to pace ourselves here, Dan, because based on what we've seen before from these guys, we might have to save some of our larynx.
Well, we might do, because Krzysztof Ratajski got better and better and better in his game with Ross Smith yesterday. And even though Ross averaged 99.5 and was leading in the early stages, Ratajski reeled him in and then just eased away. And as you've described it already this weekend, he just suffocated him. They weren't huge amounts of 180s or 177s or anything, but it was just ton 40, ton 40, over and over and over again. That's what he does.
Yeah, shots like 131 from 171. Just, you know, putting himself on that double when Ross Smith was on something like 144. Forcing him to hit something brilliant like that and just giving him no space to breathe. And that's exactly how Ross Smith categorized that game yesterday evening, because he said for 20 minutes, I just couldn't relax.
137.
That's kind of what he does, Krzysztof Ratajski, but Gerwyn Price, this year, he's been so good. That the Premier League campaign was fantastic. It was just little bits here and there. Should have beaten Michael van Gerwen. Should have won some of those games that he drew. Probably should have drawn a couple of games that he lost. Had he done so, he coasts into the top 4 in finals night.
50.
Price looks at single 10 for double top. And if Gerwyn Price is putting in legs like that, assured legs with very, very few mistakes, you know he can maintain that. Bad news for Krzysztof.
Very much so. If Gerwyn Price starts a tournament with a 14-dart leg, you can pretty much assume that he's in a good, relaxed, practiced mood. And he's got the wife with him here this weekend.
100.
She'll be looking on Mrs. Iceman.
But it is strange that Gerwyn hasn't played particularly well the last couple of times he's faced Ratajski. He's only averaged in the high 80s in both of those matches. Well, when you look over the course of the year, you're usually seeing him up in the very high 90s. Pro Tour stuff, typical average 99. Premier League, mid to high 90s.
100.
And this looks like it's going to be a more typical Gezi Price display. The UK Open meeting between these two, actually the first one of the year, 104 average in a 10-3 win. It was really, really good, but he looked so good all weekend in my head.
Well, with Barneveld not playing after this year on the competitive tour, maybe doing some other stuff like exhibitions and stuff in the future, but when he's gone, we start looking, don't we, for other rivalries. There's no reason why this can't be one.
Absolutely not. Both major champions, Grand Slam winner and a World Master.
And this will be much better than a 14-darter. Double 10. No problem. He is starting with a purpose. Is he looking to get a PDC title in yet another country? He has one in the UK, has one in Germany. He's looking to add to that list.
Well, this is really good. This is really, really good from Gerwyn Price, whose last 3 scoring visits have all been 180s. And this time it is Krzysztof Ratajski
58.
who is being strangled right now.
Well, he's been done with scoring. Way high. Love a bit of that. 6 in.
Gerwyn Price has threatened to throw 9 darters on a number of occasions this year. He missed the double in the Premier League. Can he produce one on the European Tour? Not right now. But the last 4 scoring visits have all been 180s for Gerwyn Price. It's an absolutely unreal spell he's going through.
Frightening stuff. And what's even more frightening is that he had a 12 darter in the last leg. Start with a 14.
Going Uruguay 36.
This could be a 10. He's going to split it. I think that's pretty wise. Stay away from double 9. Double 8.
20.
And he will be back.
Well, no panic yet for Price. And that section of the board, the double 16 and double 8, is something that he's got a lot more comfortable with over the last probably 6 months or so, when he's been more willing to leave it.
16. Game shot on the third leg.
There's proof of it. He is playing so well at the minute.
Game on.
And if he can keep that pressure on Ratajski, there is no way he's winning this match for me.
Well, Krzysztof Ratajski had to throw 12 darters to win all 3 of the first legs.
100.
This is a different beast now, though. Gerwyn Price, he wasn't this good 4 years ago. I remember when he first joined the tour and he was playing in qualifiers. He was loud and he was aggressive and he was very good, don't get me wrong. But he wasn't this good.
No, not at all. And this is not out of a clear blue sky. You look at him on the Pro Tour, particularly early on at the start of this year, where he won back-to-back titles in a weekend, and some of it was absolutely unreal.
96.
He managed to win a tournament with an average for the day of more than 103. His average dipped below the 100 mark only twice in 7 games, and the lowest he had was 97. The other one was 99.6.
138.
And there was 112.5 in there. They were enormous averages. He averaged 110 in beating Gabriel Clemens in a final. He is a special player. And if you think that the shouting and the aggression and all that is just a sideshow or whatever, you're wrong. It's part of his game. And he's here to stay.
Yep, whether you like him or not.
96.
The crazy thing is that at the start of the show, when you were talking to Jacques, there's a lot of Gerwyn Price fans in Holland.
Yeah, that was interesting.
99. Krzysztof Uruguay 74.
Ratajski had 6 darts from 170. He got to 74. Can he get rid of this 32? He's going to need to. And he doesn't. He doesn't even scare it.
108.
So this will compound the misery. 17s, single needed. 1 dart at tops. 4 zip.
Game shot on the fourth leg.
Absolutely clinical. 15 darter. Break of throw.
To throw first. Game
and
on.
Krzysztof Ratajski is on the ropes. This looks like it could be like the UK Open meeting, which was entirely one-sided.
He can really dominate you at certain points, can Gerwyn Price. And this has been like a 3,000-metre steeplechase, this game. And Gerwyn Price has been leading the whole time. But as soon as Ratajski starts to gain just a little bit and they're coming up towards the water jump, Gerwyn Price just basically runs through the steeplechase and glides over the water jump and goes towards the finish. He's not quite there yet, but he's looking very good for it.
Well, just put that in context, 130 first 9 average. That means that Gerwyn Price is on about 110 after his first 3 visits. Krzysztof Ratajski, by contrast, is only about halfway down from 501.
That's not going to win you many games.
131.
I know this game is not all about averages, but you cannot win this match with averages like that, the disparity between the two of them. There is no way. Mathematically.
99.
This is looking like Gerwyn Price's best performance on the Euro Tour ever, if he can maintain this to a victory. And a 60 will leave himself on double 16.
58.
No panic. But the spots that Ratajski was in yesterday, he was the one that from, say, 242, he was sticking a 180 in. He was forcing Ross Smith to take the 72. But here, that pressure is not being applied.
Well, you'll never see Krzysztof Ratajski panic. But if you ever see anything close, this might be about it, because Gerwyn Price is dominating. He is bullying Krzysztof Ratajski.
That's the word. This is a bullish performance. And boy, oh boy, if this was school playground darts, I'd be running for the gate.
This is a special display right now from Gerwyn Price. We saw an average of almost 109 from Roby John Rodriguez yesterday, and we said at the time that might not be beaten. This could beat it. Just that one slack visit, of which there have not been many in this match, it has to be said. Dragged his average below that of Roby John's.
Was that terrible 15 darter that brought his average down, you know?
Well, back-to-back 15 darts. I mean, it's only 100 average, isn't it? I mean, come on.
Can't afford to do that, Gezzy.
128.
I mean, looking at him in this form, he's not only going to be a threat in this tournament, he is going to be a brilliant captain for Wales. And he may have a little bit of a job to do to just pep up Johnny Clayton after he's had some substandard, you would say, European Tour performances of late. But when you've got Gezzy in your corner, anything's possible.
132.
Got to be treble 14 here. Yeah, it was just too difficult to get another one in the bullseye from that line. Great first dart, don't get me wrong.
He's got a few ridiculous darts in his locker. I think he might have hit that if he'd have gone for it. I'm surprised he didn't, because he usually does anything to leave double 16.
50.
And look, more proof, treble 12. Not many players do that. But it is double 16, and he isn't going to get bageled. That's one thing down anyway.
Well, I'm now immediately made to think of Krzysztof Ratajski versus Michael Smith on the European Tour, when Krzysztof took a lead just like this against Michael Smith, only to see the bully boy come back firing on all cylinders to push it all the way to a last leg decider, mismatch darts, and then lose.
99.
Well, look at the standard of the darts in this game. Absolutely brilliant. You needed more proof as to why Gerwyn Price only just missed out on the playoffs. I mean, is he going to be in the Premier League next year? You've got to think that he is a cert. After that campaign, he has warmed to the intricacies of Premier League life. And who's to say he's not going to pick up another major? Who's to say he won't defend the Grand Slam?
Well, I mean, I just think that Gerwyn Price at the minute, does he look like one of the best 8 players in the world? Certainly. Does he look like one of the best 4? You can make a case for it. And so every single big TV tournament which he's going to be at, you're expecting him to make quarters, semis, maybe a final, maybe win it. He's a contender. And let's not forget, the World Championship,
77,
where so much money can be won, he's only really had one good run there, and that was to a last 16.
That's what you call a proper bounce out. That one had some symbols on it.
Now, that's what he was doing against Ross Smith, wasn't it? Hitting those great setup shots to apply pressure.
Treble 18 and Bull will extinguish it. And for the first time in this match, Gerwyn Price is a dart behind.
56.
And he's not going to go out in 5 visits to the board. Krzysztof Ratajski could produce back-to-back 13 darters here. 14 or 15 will do. Oh, he's busted! Drags it low.
That's the 68. One thing he couldn't do with that second dart. And Gezzy is going to be licking his chops, thinking, all right, if you don't want it, I do. I want to get rid of it right now.
And that's exactly what he does. Superb, and he's still screaming as the handshake comes in. That is a big performance.